The cadets are broken. All of a sudden, there are all of us. Our collective souls have been crushed as hard as theirs as we endure this incoherent mess. I've learned a lot about myself in these past few weeks. As I've been reporting on the state of Kurtzman Trek, I've learned I have a high threshold for pain, that nothing is sacred to the corporate machines, and that Klingons are not this proud species of grizzled stoic warriors. It's okay to survive on a planet and not hunt to save your family. It's stunning and brave for a Klingon to choose not to procreate to save his species. Also, that difficult times break people, and the best way to deal with trauma is theater class. I also learned that Kurtzman thinks that Tilly is a popular character, at least popular enough to headline a show. Oh yeah, and holograms are people too. Okay, so this episode continues giving us more pretentious, pseudo-emotional, tired stories. I get that Star Trek needs introspective drama, but they haven't done anything that makes these characters compelling. I mean, what's more likable than teenagers, right? Like every single stage of a person's development. Babies are cute, adults have enough agency to drive the story, and older people are wise. Teenagers just suck. And that's the core of this show. Okay, on to the review. There are two plots. The first one involves Soaked Panties coming back home, but she has a new neuro-inhibitor, don't you know? It's supposed to work better than the last one, but the last one worked just fine. She just ripped it out of her damn neck. Way to blame inanimate objects for people's stupidity. This plot is led by Tilly. Yeah, our favorite Pillsbury Dough Ginger from Discovery. She's trying to help the cadets get past their recent trauma during that Toyota or Kawasaki incident, whatever it was called. You see, Soaked Panties is no longer with a war college. She's now enrolled in Starfleet Academy, and Hyena Hair put her there. I guess she's feeling guilty for putting untrained cadets in a dangerous situation that they weren't ready for. I don't understand why they transferred her here. Wouldn't that be her choice? And if she's not able to resume her duties, shouldn't she just wash out of the academy? But this is the 32nd century. If cadets can't deal with trauma, they're just babied until they can. Also, she was gone for like a month. Wouldn't she just have to redo her semester? Not clear. Okay, so the genius move is to help the cadets cope through the healing power of theater.
Hey man, fighter of the night, man.
Because Pillsbury Dough Ginger says theater is kind of like a stagecraft, but I'm sure she's just making crap up. I think it's their attempt to be Dead Poet Society because no good idea originates from the show's writers. So baby Lizzo is reading all the plays ever written, or something like that. Why is she reading them? Can't she just download them into her memory? Once again I ask, how does this mentally challenged thing work? I get that the show's trying to ground things in the familiar, but it's so forced and trite that it takes you out of the world. So this is where the second plot begins to form. Baby Lizzo is glitching again, and I'm getting a little bit of hope that her character might die. Still, I'm not sure that the show is that generous. Now, we're with Elastigirl, Lesbian Seagull, and Tilly, who I will call Pillsbury Dough Ginger from now on. They have a little dialogue that's meant to be charming, but it falls flat. It's interesting that the writers thought that this scene is a reunion that we wanted with these characters. Spoiler, it wasn't. They're a little rebellious and Mr. Garrison asks for alcohol, so maybe she can take advantage of them while they're drunk, since Blue Lesbian Armadillo isn't there. Well, we now get Caleb pestering Soaked Panties. He's trying to talk her up because he ghosted her for over a month. The one good thing about her was that she was written kind of innocent, and now she's graduated to full-blown emo bitch. Good job, Caleb. They're going to theater class where Gaten is cosplaying a Klingon by reciting a poem filled with blood and death, because the show needs some contrast between species. That's the whole point of the Klingon character, but that ship has sailed when they made him a feminized beta. Now it just comes across as fake and forced. He has a cold and won't treat it, so they just send him to his room. What the hell? A cold would take like a second to cure. Just walk through the transporter and delete the cold virus. And I'm getting pissed at the show again. Baby Lizzo's Down syndrome is acting up again, and she introduces a play to the class. It plunges the cadets into more forced drama, and now she has some kind of electronic epilepsy. She's in med lab where they're attaching physical devices to her in hopes of getting a diagnosis. Why? Why do they interact with her like this? Just freaking scan her. Elastigirl comes in to tell her she's not a machine. But then Dr. Ballsack tells her processors are overloading. That sounds like a machine to me. Baby Lizzo tells them she wants to go to Cask so they can fix her, even though she's not a machine. The class is back in the most tired and bland theater class plot. The kids are acting like it's 1990. They're reading the play and bitching about the assignment. So the idea is that Dr. Ballsack Head and Hyena Hair have to fix Baby Lizzo. So they're going back to her home world on a shuttle. It's actually pretty brilliant that they made Baby Lizzo a mentally stunted hologram, because that's a good way to explain away her atrocious acting. She flails around, goes from serious to goofy. It's so awkward, but I guess it's a way to make up for her inability to act like a human. Maybe the director's a genius. Nah, she's just bad, and they screwed up in the casting. So now Soak Panties is drunk messaging Caleb. He goes to her, she wants to bang him, but he's a wuss and he can't get it up. So she goes back to her room sexually frustrated. Back on the shuttle, the group is going to Cask. Dr. Ballsack Head is waxing poetic with Hyena Hair because his hologram daughter died a long time ago and he can't adopt Baby Lizzo. They arrive at Cask, which is kind of a hexagonal planet. The light vomit puts them in a black and white movie and tells them that they can't fix Baby Lizzo. More and more my excitement grows because I'm holding on to the hope that she's gonna die. Back at the academy, Pillsbury Doe Ginger is counseling the kids. They get all in touch with their commie feelings and start to learn some lessons about the importance of friendship or something. Then we're back at Cask. Dr. Ballsack Head finally decides that he wants to be an interracial father, because I guess her dad went to get milk and never came back. So the light vomit recreates Baby Lizzo as this little baby hologram, and since the planet they're on experiences some kind of time dilation, they can go through 17 years in a couple of days. That sounds pretty convenient to me. Now she can go back to the academy all grown up, and there's no time difference. It's not that this is a bad episode, though it most surely is. It's that it drags so much, is unfunny, and there's no emotional payoff since you hate every character. I'm not gonna go into the plot holes like when Hyena Hair was on the planet for a few hours, which would mean she's going back months or years after. Or how we still don't know how Baby Lizzo works. Or why they made her mentally challenged. Every episode has been losing viewership, and you could tell by the decline in reviewers. On IMDb, viewers' reviews are down. The first episode had about 5.7 thousand. The last one had 1.6 thousand. This one was 15 today. Yeah. Just 15 reviews for the day. I'm not really trashing it so much anymore because it's like beating up a blind kid. Sure, you'll win, but it's just wrong. Well, we have 2 more before this unholy abomination is done. Let me know if you're still watching it or just watching the reviews. And as always, keep watching movies.